right? There's gonna be all out war and anarchy and chaos. Okay. There's a reason why these nations are joining forces, man. Okay. These people like say, oh, why isn't America putting money into this? Because they're getting ready for war themselves. They're just not telling you. If these people were to get scared, man, I seen a video yesterday, and it was the Ukraine, because Ukraine's getting ready to be invaded by Russia, so as they would say. I don't know what's going on, but there's a lot of tension between Russia, America, Russia, America, and the Ukraine. Okay, and literally have Ukraine having kids load ammunition chambers. You know the ammunition, right? The mag. Okay, they call it a mag with a gun, right? They load that up, and then they're showing the old lady was learning how to literally shoot an AK-47 off a roof. Okay, and in the caption it says Ukraine is teaching. It says in the caption, Ukraine's teaching the people how to fight against the Russian troops. Okay, so that's what you have going on. Okay, the spirit of war is in the air, man. Okay, and even if you don't think that it is, okay, it's undeniably a fact that there's tension literally in the air, whether it's of war or just tensions among the people. Okay, you can't deny that. Okay, that's a sign that the kingdom is getting ready to fall, man. Because if there was peace, this kingdom would be in prosperity. It'd be all glory. There ain't no damn peace. Okay, and really when you look at it, there's never been peace in America. There's only been peace for Esau, Edom ruling maybe a couple years of peace from, I would say, after like around the 1950s all the way to the 1970s. That's like 30 years. Okay, and after that he had problems with Jake all throughout that. Okay. And he tries to live in peace with that, but he can't even live in peace because he's always beefing the nations. And then within his own country, he doesn't have that in order. Okay, he has Jake to deal with and everything. Really and truly, Esau has had so-called prosperity or peace ruling in America for 30 years. Okay, all right. And then actually, you can really count the slavery too. But when you really want to get to the nitty-gritty, everything's out the way. World War, he's on top. Everything's prospering. The economy, okay. You could really get into 1950 to 1970. Esau was really banging in, all right, that time, okay, all right. And then you had slavery too, but slavery, all right, he was had it over Jake, okay. Esau had it over Jake in slavery, okay. And then you had to go to World War, and so yeah, man. When Esau's at the top of his A game, everything's flourished and at the top of his peak, 1950s to the 1970s. 1950s to the 1970s, man. That was when everything was at the top of its peak. All right, people are getting married, people are driving nice cars, people had nice jobs, nothing's overinflated. Yeah, definitely 1950s to 1970s. And then after that, it was just total hell from there. All right, so this is Amos. 724. Alright, so this is Amos chapter 9, and we'll start verse 11. It says, actually no. 8 and 11. Alright, Amos 8 and 11, it says, actually no, let's start verse 10, or let's start verse 8. It says, Amos chapter 8 and verse 8, it says, shall not the land tremble for this, and everyone mourn that dwell therein? Right, everyone's going to be mourning, okay? People are going to be mourning because their brother, even men, there's even women that's going to get drafted in, okay? These women think they're not going to get drafted in, everyone's going to get drafted in. Everyone's going to get drafted in that time. Women, children, and you can probably even have, I believe through the spirit, man, they're probably going to start drafting children all the way up to age 15, okay? Right? This is gonna be crazy, okay? Right? Right. So everyone's gonna mourn therein. All right. And it's gonna be the spirit of mourning. It's not gonna be the spirit of prosperity. Oh, you want to go grab a pizza? You want to go to a skate park? Hey, hell no. Okay. It's gonna be all out war. The spirit in the air is gonna be war. Everyone has to look over their shoulder, see with one eye open. That's gonna be the spirit very soon. All right. It says, and it shall rise up holy as a flood. Right. A flood is overtaken, is powerful. That's going to be the spirit of war, Okay? It's going to be an overtaking flood. It's going to be powerful. In a flood, can you swim? Can you swim out of it? Okay? Can you deep dive? You can't do nothing. A flood, when a flood overtakes you, you could possibly get hit with debris, stabbed with stuff, hit with stuff, okay, within the water. And on top of that, the water's pushing with a force. You're like everywhere. Okay? That's going to be the spirit in that day. It's going to be overwhelming and unbearable. Okay? You're going to have people trying to commit suicide and all that too. Okay? Right? It says, it shall be rised up as a holy flood, and it shall be cast out and drowned as by the flood of Egypt. Just like Egypt. All right, how the Egyptians were flooded. Were they able to swim out of it? Swim out of the sea? Hell no. Everything that they had was swallowed whole. All right? Verse 9. It says, and even the Lord destroyed the Egyptians with water. He destroyed the Pharaoh and all his men with water. After he went to go chase after the Israelites. He's so damn prideful, the Lord delivering them, and he still thinks he can overtake the Lord. You're going through the sea that you have no control. Hell no. Hell no. At that point, you got to let them go. All right? It says, verse 9, and it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord power, that I will cause the sun to go down at the moon, and I will darken the earth in the clear day. The Lord's going to darken the earth in the clear day. Okay? In the clear day, like this. Right now it's like, what, 12 o'clock. It's in the afternoon. Still kind of the morning-ish. And the sun is as bright as ever. So at this time, in the time of war, it's going to be dark. In the day of the Lord, it's going to be dark. When it's martial law, it's going to be dark. Because everything be anarchy. Lights out. No street lights. Nothing. You already know how the street lights be. You want to walk through a damn, what is it called? You want to walk through an alleyway at the nighttime, but the lights are out. The whole block lights is out. You think you're going to want? Hell no. You're not going to want to walk down there. Okay? Hell no. The Lord said it's going to be darkened in the day. In the clear day. That's broad daylight. Right? Verse 10. Says, and I will turn your feast into mourning, right? And just like Esau, okay? We have the Passover coming up. We just had Purim, okay? Right? So guess what? Now we're gonna have Esau, like his holy days, okay? Thanksgiving, Easter, okay? All those things, right? You have all those things, right? All those feast days are gonna be turned into mourning days. They're not gonna have no feast days. July 14th, Independence Day, all those things. They're not gonna have that no more. Okay? It's not gonna be no feast days, no holidays, nothing, man. Alright? It says that I will cause the sun to go down to the your feast days into mourning, and all your songs into lamentation, right? Lamentation means mourning. Okay? Right? You're in the spirit of mourning and sadness, grief. And I will bring up sackcloth upon all loins. So in that day, you're gonna see people in sackcloth, ripped up clothes and raggedy clothes. No one's gonna be dripped out in Dior, okay? Fashion Nova, okay? Eliante, Prada, Gucci, okay? None of that name brand stuff, man. Those places are gonna be ransacked, and all those things that you think that had value in the society is not gonna have value in that day. That's when you're gonna really see who's who in that day. You're gonna see the real spirit of people, okay? What they're really made of, okay? Can you make a fire? Do you know how to make a camp? Do you know how to set posts? You know, like if you set up camp right here, do you know how to set up posts? Who's on watch? And that's gonna be the spirit in that day. Agriculture is gonna come back, right? These people have it easy, man. Dude, spirit, we were going down for that for like a couple of weeks. We were talking about how Americans were privileged. These people are privileged, man. You can just turn on the light, use the bathroom, wake up, take a piss. You can sleep all day, and you can at home, you can make some money, and you know. All right, ain't gonna be none of that in that day. You're gonna be scrambling for food, just like Venezuela, right? The people are all dressed in sackcloth and old clothes and going to the dumpster and killing and eating anything. That's gonna be the spirit in that day. Okay, that's gonna be the spirit in that day. All right. It says, in sackcloth upon all loins, and the baldness upon every head. And I will make it as the morning of the only son, and the end thereof shall be a bitter day. It's going to be a bitter day. Okay? Verse 11, behold, the days of the Lord shall come, while I send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor of thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. That's what they're going to want to hear. When they see in the news, people getting drafted. Okay? People getting killed on a vast scale. People going starving. That's when they want to look for the men of the Lord. And oh, what you were talking about before, and all that, it's true. Can you help me? Like, there's gonna be none of that. You had the time and point where you could come to the men of the Lord and learn and listen, but you rejected it. All right, so now the Lord's gonna reject you. Okay, the Lord's gonna reject you. All right, Verse 12, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north to the east, and they shall run to and fro for the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. Everyone's going to go everywhere, go wild. Okay? Just like in the book of Eli. That society, there was no sense of God, morality, nothing. Okay? What did Eli say to the woman? The road is no place for a woman. That's what he said. The road was no place for a woman. Okay? Alright? Women were a commodity. They're literally like cars. You could trade, you can buy, you could sell. That's how women and children are in that day. Liabilities. Okay? Eli was on the road by himself. Okay? Eli was on the road by himself. That's what he was talking about. Alright? Yeah, that's pretty much it there. Yeah, come on. Alright? That's what Eli said, man. Watch the book of Eli, man. The Spirit, I seen a clip of it the other day. You know, I was going through my memories and you know, right? Yeah, but that's what Eli said. He said the place is the road is no place for a woman, right? AK, you know, traveling, okay? Right, traveling, you know, all that, okay? Man, that's what it's gonna be. I remember that time too in Houston. This was like back in 2018. They had the hurricane from Puerto Rico. Hurricanes just hitting states and islands, okay? And what they were saying, how the woman couldn't come out, you know, because they would get kidnapped. And yo, man, people think it's a joke, man. For real, they really think it's a joke. They're always about to rain some hell on this place, man. Okay, and these people haven't seen no hell. They haven't gone through no adversity. They think adversity is a far-fetched thing, like a far-fetched thing, right? Like, oh, adversity, oh, that's nothing. You know, they're prideful. They think they can take anything, all right? But what happens when the Almighty, the Creator, throws it at you? It's different if a man throws adversity at you, but the Heavenly Father, shoot. Oh, man. Especially if you're prideful, the Lord's going to put you past your limits, and you're not going to be able to take it, man. You're not going to be able to take that. This is Luke chapter 21 and verse, I think it was 10. Come on. It says, then he said unto them, nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, as we see right now. Okay? Nations are rising against nation, people against the people. Okay? These people believe in one thing, so they're going to fight these people because they don't believe in what they believe in. Okay? That's what's going to happen. People warring against each other, people fighting against each other. Okay? You believe that these politicians should do this? Oh, kill him. You know, that's going to be the spirit, right? It says, verse 11, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilence, right? So places that you never think would have a famine, okay? Or have an earthquake or a desolation, okay? Or a plague or sickness, right? And really and truly, you could look at like well-established places, okay? And you'd be like, oh, whoa, this place has a famine. This place has a plague going on, okay? This place has a pestilence. They have a food shortage. You're going to be like, whoa, that's bad, because if everything else, like if the top countries are having these problems, then we have a problem, okay? Because how's the top countries, the well-established countries, going through this? You know, how are they going through this? And you know, they're supposed to be the top echelon. They're supposed to be the Billy badasses, you know, right? That's how these people are gonna see it, okay? Right? It says in the fearful sights and great signs there shall be from heaven. So the fearful sights shall there be from heaven, aka the signs. The Lord's going to start sending more signs. Blood moons, okay? Blood rivers. Okay, the other day I seen a video and the dude was in the forest and the tree was bleeding. It was like a red liquid coming out of it. Like raining red liquid off of it. So you're going to start to see more of those things. You're going to start to trip out. You're going to be like, yo, how's a tree bleeding? A tree doesn't have no vessels, no nerves, nothing. That's a sign from the Lord that blood is coming. Death is coming. Death is going to be here on the way. Okay? Right? It says, verse 12, and before all these things. So before all these things, before all the things that the Lord has prophesied and told everyone about, that would happen. Okay? Before all these things, right? It says, they shall lay their hands on you to persecute you, right? The men of the Lord are going to be persecuted for what we've been teaching. Okay? And that too. Some of the men of the Lord are going to be locked up. How are you going to be able to find the word if the men of the Lord are locked up in FEMA camps, prisons, and everything? How are you going to be able to find the word in that day? Okay? You're not going to be able to. Okay? It says, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before the kings and rulers for my name's sake. Right? So that's what's gonna happen, man. All right. God, I just want to keep Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 16. All right. Yeah, there's gonna be a famine in the word. That's when everyone's gonna go crazy, right? And that's what the book of Eli was about too. Okay. The guy was looking for the book because he wanted to build a society on the Bible, right? And then he added to where it was like symbolic, but you know, because there's different forms of reading, right? You can physical touch reading, all right, and that's how the Bible was written. Okay, it was written like that. Okay, it was literally written so you'd have to have a translator that can feel like it was basically like a blind Bible. Okay, and that's why he gave the Bible to the blind woman. He gave the Bible to the blind woman, so that basically she can translate for him because she was blind. The Bible was meant for like a blind person that had to touch it to read it. Okay. Yo, so basically, if the Lord didn't give you the knowledge to see the Bible, you couldn't translate it, and that's what basically he couldn't do. All right. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 4. It says, actually we'll start at verse 1, but we'll save that. I want to get one before we get into that. Yeah, Jeremiah. I want to get Jeremiah first before we get into that. Yo, man. This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 16. It says, therefore shall all they that devour... Actually, no. Let's start at verse 14. Yeah. So Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 14, it says, all thy lovers have forgotten thee, they seek thee not, for I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy. Right? The Lord has wounded us and crippled us by the hand of our enemy. Okay? Esau, Edom, and these nations. Okay? All these nations have crippled us, man, in some sort of fashion, right? It says the wound of the enemy with the chastisement of the cruel one, for the multitude of thine iniquity. Okay, so the multitude, basically the piling up of our sins, okay, we have basically been chastised by the Lord through the hands of the nations, right, going to different captivities, all right, went to the Egyptians, now the American, the Romans, the Greeks, okay, you know, you have point in times, they're not as big, but, you know, under the rules of Japheth and Ammon, every single nation, okay, every heathen nation has had a part taken in our downfall, okay, right? It says, with the chastisement of the cruel one, for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins have increased, right? Our sins have increased against the Lord, right? Verse 15, why criest thou for thy affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable. For the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased, I have done these things unto thee. Right, so the Lord is saying, the only reason why I've brought these things upon you, okay, the troubles in the flesh, the afflictions, is basically because you have done wrong by me. Okay, so I'm gonna do wrong by you. All right, we made an agreement, just like in the movies, man. Okay, right? Or a deal gone wrong. If the deal gone wrong, one end of the party that was done wrong, they're gonna try and kill the other end of the party that didn't keep up their end of the bargain. Okay, when you get into those high level businesses, this is a high level contract. This is the ultimate contract of all time. The contract in between the Israelites and the one who you call God. All right. Verse 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be spoiled, and they that prey upon thee shall be given prey. Okay, and that's ultimately what's going to happen after everything is done. The end all be all of everything. World War III, the famine, the pestilence. Okay, when we're in rulership in the kingdom, okay, those are the things that's going to take place. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much it there, man, to be honest. All right, so we're going to get Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 1. Come on, I think I made one. Oh, wow.